guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Fushiguro cosplay, and today we are with you guys with Jujutsu Kaisen, the finale!
Yes!
Episode 24.
Yes! We've been excited. We knew about last episode being fucking awesome, and it was. And now it's the finale. We have Nobara and Itadori facing their own curses.
Yeah.
The curses that were said by the villains to get the finger, Sukuna's finger, that was in the curse that Megumi obliterated.
Fushiguro made his first domain! Incomplete, but his first domain!
It was, I mean, for a guy who usually is trying to be perfect, he's trying to follow the rules, he's trying to be stuck up and, you know, stay within the lines. He was like, my domain is shit, but who cares? He unleashed, and that was
gonna use it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he did what Gojo said. Like, what everyone has been telling him, you have potential, but you're not allowing yourself to unleash. Because he's just, it's like he doesn't believe in himself. You know, it's like he doesn't believe that he has it in him. So he doesn't go the extra mile. He doesn't just, you know, swing for the fucking fences like Itadori does.
Knowing that it was created to be a tool for the Zenin clan, like a trump card.
His worth is probably shit in his mind. You know, because we did see also a bit of his backstory, how Gojo just sprung up on him, told him all of this, like with no tact at all.
Like this?
Yeah, and I mean, there's probably more to it. Like, I'd like to see Gojo's perspective of how that happened, but yeah, he just went to him and he was like, well, your father sold you to the clan and stuff, and he used you. He had you because he needed you as a trump card and stuff.
You're a tool.
You're a tool.
You're not worth it. You're worthless.
I mean, according to
you under my fingers.
According to your father. Yeah. But yeah, so Gojo had no social skills when it came to that interaction. But yeah, we did see his sister too. Yeah, we saw his sister. We saw how different she was, because he's got a very grim look on the world, you know. I kind of stumbled upon my own feet last episode talking about this, but his vision of the world is very like, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want because justice and karma don't do shit. Well, his sister was like the epitome of goodness.
A good person.
You know, she was like, oh, you know, she's looking out for people. She doesn't want him to attack people and stuff. Like, he thought it was selfish. Now he's changing a little bit. So he's getting to a point where, you know, he wants to talk to his sister about this again, and he's changing, and that's great. And his sister is still asleep. So unfortunately, that's not gonna happen now.
We might maybe look up on Oracurs in season 2, so I can't wait.
Perhaps, but yeah, he kicked ass and now he's asleep and he's got the finger. So the two curses are gonna try and get it, and the other two are gonna try and stop them.
Please do not let them take the finger.
Yeah.
We need to keep it.
I mean, we had one win last episode. We kind of need another one here. So let's go, you guys. Finale of season 1. I am ready. Let's go. Woohoo! Acid blood. They're brothers. Shit. At least they're together, you know? Good. Let's not make this awkward. He's always been good at this, so let's go. They went so far from Megumi. Careful.
Ow.
It's fine. Sukuna heals him.
I know, but still.
Oh, she doesn't heal though. But she's gonna look badass. That looks cool though. What happens to their limbs?
I don't know.
The thing is called decay.
Oh, they're gonna
rot?
Yeah. Oh shit.
Okay. I mean, it's a good thing they're together because they can kick ass, but in what state are they gonna get out of this?
粘膜傷口 私たち兄弟どちらかの血を取り込み、私たち兄弟どちらかが術式を発動すれば、侵入箇所から腐食が始まります。そちらの少年は持って15分、お嬢さんの方は10分が限界です。
Shit? We need to get rid of them in 10 minutes?
結果有毒なだけであって、私たちの術式はあくまで分解ですよ。
Okay.
さて、どうします？
Stop you?
こいつら大したことないよ。
明治の初め、呪霊の子をはらむ得意体質の娘がいた。彼女はこの亡骸を抱え、ある呪術師が開いた寺に駆け込んだ。家紋の利とし、多くの呪術文化財とともに史上最悪の術師として名を残す御三家の王天。彼の知的好奇心は呪霊と人間の間に生まれたこの虜となる。九度の解任、九度の堕胎。
Oh, so those were the things, right?
呪体育ソーズ1番から3番。特急に分類されるほどの呪術。その呪力の起源は母の恨みか、それとも
人間にも術師にも特段恨みがあるわけではない。
You basically never got to live.
150年、お互いの存在だけを頼りに封印を保ってきた。呪霊側につくぞ。呪霊が描く未来の方が俺たちにとって都合がいい。
Revenge against those that
ただ
imprison
それだ
them.
けのことだ。受肉の恩は忘れろ。エソーはケチズのために、ケチズは俺のために、俺はエソーのために生きる。
My question is, where is the third one?
3人で一つだ。兄弟が望むのであれば、私はそれに準ずるのみ。辛いようでしたら、今すぐ殺して差し上げましょうか。
Nobara unleash.
術式、私との相性最悪だよ。
Oh, true. Oh. But then she has to hurt herself too.
我慢比べしよっか。
Oh, she's also crazy.
なら
They're all gonna be so messed up. Oh, Nobara. She is willing.
She's gonna suffer. Oh my gosh.
我慢さえしていれば、いずれ死ぬのはあなた方。しかも、Qの発動中は痛みと毒でまともに動け。
Don't underestimate them.
なぜそこまで動ける？
It's Itadori. Oh, it's a teamwork thing. That's
Oh,
good.
nice.
Use the opportunity. They didn't even talk about this.
呪いの両面ス
Ah,
カン
yeah. He's gonna be fine.
あらゆる毒に耐性がある。
結果有毒なだけである。
He made sure.
Poison? Okay, I'm gonna be fine.
Essentially,
then.
you're poisoned. That's great. It's a matter of will. She looks so crazy. Oh, it looks good. Yeah.
いつでも動きを止められるとでも。術式を解くか否か。このままでは弟を助けに行けない。今のあの女に弟を殺すだけの
I'm
余力
gonna
が
say it
ある。
again.
Do
Don't
not
underestimate her.
絶対に術式を解かない。
Oh,
俺たちは3人で一
their
つ。
bond is gonna be basically yeah. It's gonna be their weakness, cause like you underestimated them massively. And as soon as it was gone, they just unleashed you. These last two episodes, like last episode and this one, is really about them being badass.
Oh, yes.
Like we showed you a whole other school of sorcerers. Let's remind you who the main characters are. It's over. Look at that. And the music and everything.
Oh my gosh, you're so done.
It's just like dun, 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 dun. Look at that.
Wow.
It's like they're doing a music video.
No.
No. Oh. waiting for this too.
Nice.
I was waiting for this too.
心配しなくても
Oh boy.
兄貴に送ってやるわ
Nobara, I'm gonna bow down to you, okay?
こいつなんで消えないまだ生きて違う呪霊じゃない
There's a body in there, yeah. Whoa.
Oh, man.
スピードを上げろ
They're the same thing that Itadori had to fight against
Sort of,
by
yeah. Came from
Maito,
it,
right?
その現実となってやらなくてだが必ず私が敵を
She's just standing there. She's gonna try to get him.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
呪霊呪法
Oh, you're done.
どうも
Yeah, you pissed her off. You're done. Oh.
ごめん
He knows.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm not exaggerating, you guys.
初めてなんじゃねえかと思って払ったんじゃなくて殺したの
How is she dealing with
あん
that?
たは
俺は前に一度いやあれを一度っていうのは釣るか3人だ
私はぶっちゃけなんともない術師やってりゃこういうこともあんでしょ伏黒じゃないけどさ結局助けられる人間なんて限りがあん
Oh,
の
I'm not that crazy, but
私の人生の席っていうかそこに座ってない人間に私の心をどうこうされたくないのよね
it's one way to look at it.
でもあいつ泣いたんだよ目の前で弟が死んで
Yeah.
そっか
Yeah, but then they chose to do this.
釘崎が助かって生きてて嬉しいほっとしてるそれでも俺が殺した命の中に涙はあったんだなってそれだけ伏黒
Hello?
戻ったか
He's not dead.
かと思った
Here, your finger.
声量を落としてくれ
スクナの指持って猫蹴るなよ危ねえな
Yeah.
ねえとりあえず新田さんに連絡して応急で封印してもらわねえと呪霊がいる俺食べようか
残飯じゃねえんだよ
Well-
お前のキャパははっきり分かってねえんだ
It's true that without supervision,
でも一番元気そうなお前に渡す
don't trust them.
Sorry. Oh! That wasn't even his fault. That wasn't him.
特級相当かっこ撃破今年の1年は豊作だね僕の
And they're
指
all my
い
students.
いのかな
To my awesome
You're
teacher.
not even there.
He's just so proud. He had to, you know, brag a little bit.
Yeah.
さてあとは頼むよメイさん
虎杖に狂信の話はするなそもそも
He would blame himself, definitely.
俺を助けるためだでもあいつはそれで納得しねえだろだから言うな
お前のせいだ
Oh, so
お前が俺を取り込んだ
Jesus.
目覚めた
no.
俺の魂たちが
Fuck up.
I'm feeling something bad. It's into like depression, maybe.
おいそれ伏黒に言うなよ
He knows,
自
buddy.
分が助けた人間
Oh,
が
they're
将
the
来
same.
人を殺したらどうする言うなよ
They're so the same.
And then because of that, they're not gonna tell. They're gonna suffer alone.
Alone, yeah.
全員巻きパンダ
伏黒恵釘崎野原そしてマイプラザ
A promotion, maybe?
Well, I mean,
以上
yeah.
5名を東堂葵
命名の名のもとに一級術師
Yes!
推薦する
Yes!
Thank you.
Thank
you.
I'm so glad for May. Seriously. She
Yes,
deserves
I'm
it.
very glad for her too.
伏黒ですはい
We just got promoted.
わかりました五条先生から おいってさ。
あ、なんで？
リングらしい。それも極秘の。
Well, it's gonna be more intense now.
助けたばっかじゃん。
First grade level.
道場先生が極秘ってんだから。
Season 2!
よっぽどだろ。
Yes!
割と言うだろ。
True.
注意。
That also true.
Look at them! Aww. Yay! To be continued.
That was a nice finale.
That was a nice
For the
finale.
first season.
So, I will say quickly, because last episode I talked about Makizenin, the one on our side, I think. If it's I'm confusing them both. So I'm sorry.
The
And
one with the glasses.
Same with Mahito, who I called Mako last episode.
Yeah, come
so
on.
I just got confused
You
with
got
the
a
name.
drink name.
We watch a lot of TV shows. There's a lot of names to remember. So anyway, very, very good finale. I freaked out over Megumi last episode, but Jesus, Nobara this time.
Oh, she was awesome. We never really saw her fighting to that extent.
In the exchange when she was fighting Nishimiya, I was saying exactly the same thing. Like, we haven't seen her actually kick ass by herself. Like, we saw her in the beginning, and then after that, it was mostly Fushiguro and Itadori, then just Itadori, and then, yeah, we barely saw her because she got trumped kind of like Megumi. So that last episode was about Megumi, and this one, yeah, Itadori kicked ass too. But we saw that during the exchange with the Black Flash and with Todo. So to see this, I mean, we know that Nobara's crazy. She's got a pretty dark side that comes out, and she's a psycho. But to see this side of her unleashed like this, it's like, I was expecting Megumi's episode to be the only one that made me freak out, but I'm pretty sure this equaled it.
Speaking about Nobara, she's not afraid to go beyond and even hurt herself to achieve
She's determined.
our goal.
Yeah. Like, if Megumi's problem was that he couldn't see himself get there, like he wasn't trusting in his own ability, with her...
He wants to go beyond his own limit.
Yeah,
basically.
with her, I think the problem is just her attitude. But besides that, in a fighting situation, she's a beast. When I say her attitude, I think it's because, she can be rational, she can be emotional. Like, she's a good middle when it comes to Itadori and Fushiguro and her in the team. Like, she's a good middle. But then maybe, I feel like maybe her attitude sometimes makes her less focused. Like, she in the first episode we saw her, like, she literally split up with Itadori when she should not have. Like, she thinks so highly sometimes of her abilities that her problem is the contrary to that of Megumi, who doesn't think so highly of his abilities, whereas she thinks too highly of her abilities, And because of that, she can make mistakes.
She doesn't want to rely on others because...
Yeah, because, I mean, she doesn't trust people. People turn on each other, like, from her past and stuff. People judge and based on nothing. Like, they judge people and they can turn on one another for no reason. So there's no reason for her to trust anyone. Now she's got these comrades for sure, and it's shown in this episode. Like, her teamwork with Itadori was just perfect. They didn't even talk.
Really well designed, by the way.
They didn't even talk.
Every single time that I'm watching a fight and Jujutsu Kaisen, the graphic, the music, the animation, it's so smooth.
The
so
slow-mos in the right moments and stuff. The camera worked.
It did look like a music video, right?
It did, and the music was just so intense. Like, it was like, okay, well, their personalities in that moment. It was Nobara's dark side getting out. And that's what it said, like, her personality makes her sometimes make mistakes because she doesn't, well, at least in the beginning, she didn't really consider others as valuable. And she thought too highly of herself. Like, she wanted to prove herself, so she was going to go ahead. And yeah, sometimes she would trip, and that would be dangerous. But then, I think, all of them grew so much in this first season. And these last 2 episodes were about their growth. Like, Megumi faced a special grade, that he could not defeat in the beginning. And because he couldn't defeat them, he had to leave his comrades behind and stuff. And now he defeated one by himself.
Yep.
So there you go. Nobara, same thing, couldn't fight with Itadori at all. I think that's why it's important. Guys. I think it was important for her to be with Itadori because in the first episode with her, he couldn't team up with him.
No, she couldn't.
She couldn't be part of a team.
But
so
now
to
she
see her
can.
be an actual teammate and work in sync with Itadori perfectly without discussing anything, without doing nothing, they just managed to just follow one another and they knew exactly when to switch. Their timing was perfect. We had a couple black flash in there, but like for a second, I'm like, I'm not sure. I don't think Nobara did one, but like for a sec, I was like, she did one too.
No, I don't think that she did.
But she could have. She was just not in sync. So, in my opinion, that's her growth. You know, being a team player, trusting other people, and allowing herself to know that she needs others to better herself sometimes, you know, at least in a team. And Itadori is just trusting in his capabilities, allowing himself to understand that, you know, this is a new world and it's fine, you know, for you to, you know, you're not afraid to become stronger. You should not be afraid of that curse that's inside of you. Allow yourself to reach those limits and surpass them. So, yeah, all three of them grew so much and it was beautiful. They still have problems. Like, they still... I love that
they're not perfect.
They're not perfect, and there's still a lot to work on, like, when it comes to confidence, trust, and stuff, like, how they deal with issues. They're not there yet, because they're kids, but I'm really proud of them. And, I mean, I love that, even if it's sad, the moment where, you know, Fushiguro's like, oh, don't tell Itadori about the fingers unleashing and stuff because
gonna
blame himself.
Over it,
and then you got Itadori who's like, don't tell Fushiguro any of that because he's gonna be guilty about this, or he's gonna react harshly about this, because like he did say, you know, if you save that one person and that one person then goes on and kills other people, like you're gonna feel like shit. And then he's thinking, well, I saved him, but because I saved him, I basically condemned others. So yeah, there's two ways Megumi could probably take that. Yeah. According to Itadori, either he would blame himself or he would blame Itadori.
I don't know for you, but I kind of do hope that in season 2 we kind of discuss this more in detail. Yeah. Because now that Itadori knows that since he ate the finger,
he's definitely blaming himself.
People are gonna die because people are dying because of it.
He's still questioning.
He's already taking it pretty harsh that. Living cursed people like the one that he just killed now and before with Mahito the first time, it's really hard for him because
I love that
this is he got a soft heart, to be honest, guys. So this is really harsh.
Well, his goal is to save as many people as possible, so when his mission actually leads him to killing people, he's gonna be guilty about it. Like all three of them have a different reaction to this. Like, Fushiguro chooses who he saves. So in his case, it's literally like, don't give a fuck about those I leave behind. Nobara seems to be like,
it's them
shit happens.
It's them or us,
Shit happens, so I do my best, and if it's not enough, unfortunately, that's life. And then Itadori's like, I'm trying to save as many people as possible, so if they die, it's on me. That's a good thing they have each other. Like, I wanted to say exactly that. Like, the fact that even if it's sad that both of them want to keep it a secret, that this is happening for the sake of their friend, the fact that they are keeping this a secret for the sake of their friend is also heartwarming because they care about each other like that. They understand that if they tell the other what happened, they feel like he's gonna, you know, they're both gonna blame each other.
Yeah.
So I love that they grew as friends as much because, again, you know, what I love about the finale, the last 2 episodes, is that everything that happened early in the season was addressed, you know, from, you know, the actual villains, what they want to do, Sukuna, what Sukuna is doing, the friendship between the three, their personal abilities and stuff. Like, we saw everything. And then we set up just enough of season 2. More missions because now they've been promoted and I feel really happy too.
Sorcerer now. I'm so happy.
I feel so happy, like you said, for the sister because like,
she deserved it so much.
She deserved it a long time ago, but yeah, I'm really glad that it happened. That finally someone, you know, said it.
Do you think maybe that Gojo Sensei paid you, the teacher? So
well, she's not the one. I thought so too at first, but then she's not the one that vouched for. I mean, unless he did it for the sister.
Yeah, because you cannot vouch for your own.
But then he could have vouched for her too.
No, you cannot vouch for your own school. People from other school need to vouch for other people.
I thought it was like the teacher.
So Todo was a gunner because he loves them all.
Todo was gonna do it.
But Gojo Sensei paid her 10,000 yen or something. So
I didn't look at the actual number.
I guess it was a huge
I'm
amount.
pretty sure well, I mean, it sort of was about that because the clan is that strong and it's their influence that didn't allow her to grow and stuff. So maybe that's exactly why he paid her. I mean, it would make sense. And but now, like, we know in season 2 we're gonna have to keep an eye on. Of course, now that they've been promoted, their missions are gonna be more important. And
how is it gonna be different? They've had how many special grades
it's
now?
true. Well, yeah, it's true. But now it's gonna be
By
expected.
accident, but still.
It was but still, now it's gonna be expected of them to go against stronger curses.
All right.
So, like, whenever we have a special episode where we freak out because the threat is that big, now it's gonna be more often.
But we know they can take it.
Yes, they can take it. They're the main characters, but who knows what could happen? Fucking Nobara was fucking nailing nails to her arm in this episode because she had to. It's bad. But still, like, it could have been really bad, but they just nailed it. No pun intended. In any case, so there's that to look out for. The villains are still out there with their plans, and there's also the potential spy in the school.
True.
The traitor. At first, we weren't sure. Like, he was talking about someone who had a connection to the school, and we were thinking maybe, the guy who apparently attacked the school last year was that person. But if they really need a connection in the school, there's a potential traitor. Yeah. Also, so I just hope it's not someone we know and care about.
I really hope
And by the way, like, speaking of someone we know, not necessarily care about, but I just wanted, the guy, the douchebag that we didn't like before, Noritoshi, he's part of the clan that they talked about.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's fucked up. No wonder his clan is messed up.
Yeah?
They're the ones that literally impregnated, like, that woman, like, 8 times or something.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It was 150 years ago, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so those mentalities of old clans, well, I mean, they did say he was, like, the shame of the 3 clans. Like, no one actually enjoyed what he was doing because he was crazy. But still, it came from his clan.
Yeah, we're gonna woman 8 or 9 times with curses.
Yeah, and then aborting them too. Because, like, you don't want actual alive humans, like, you want the curses.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole situation with the brothers, like, we didn't talk about this, but yeah, the whole reason why Itadori feels bad about the whole thing is because there were emotions involved. We talked about, I wasn't in this show, that we talked about, a curse being presented to us perhaps as more than just a curse. Like, cursors can have feelings too. Like, that's the main reason why most of the villains are doing what they're doing. They want the curses to be in charge because humans think that they're better and they feel that it's they deserve it. They deserve everything like the humans think they do. Mm-hmm. So they want to take over. I know it wasn't Demon Slayer how we talked about, despite the fact that we're fighting demons, the demons are always humanized in the eye of the main character. It's kind of a similar situation that we're getting here where the more we go into this, the more the curses appear to us as more human,
more humanized than this should be.
Like, these 3 had emotions. They were brothers, and, like, considering their creation, they had no association with either curses or humans. But then they found a common interest with the curses. So if the humans had treated them differently, perhaps they would be on a different side. Perhaps they would be allies. So the whole question. I mean, it's an interesting thing to keep in mind for the future.
But okay, they did have a bond because they're
brothers.
They came from the same place. So yeah, they are brothers. They were used in living human bodies.
Well, they were left in bottles. Like, they were filed away. But, like, that's the thing. The sorcerers and everything, the organization and stuff, like, they look at curses as things that need to be destroyed. Which, I get it. But then what if, like, we ask the questions, what if curses were more than just curses? What if some of them can feel? What if they have bond families?
There could be, but we just...
Well, there could be. There is.
We only stop at first glance. Curses are bad, so we need to exorcise them,
Yeah, but the question can be asked. And if we look at this a little more, perhaps, in future seasons, that could bring a morality question, a morality problem when it comes to their job. Kind of like in Hunter x Hunter, we're talking about the chimeras. They're the bad guys we have to take care of. But then if they start asking questions, if they start, if we start asking, is it nature or nurture. Okay. It's different.
It is true that the more powerful, like, special grades are different than lower grades, right?
Yeah.
So they're smarter, they can talk, they can
I'm not talking about blobs that can't speak and don't, they don't have a brain or anything, but curses...
I know. But...
Some curses have shown that they can think for themselves, feel for themselves, and some of them have actual families or bonds with other curses. So Itadori's reaction might not be too crazy when, he's feeling bad, because it's true that those brothers saw each other die. And they felt it and they cried over it. So how does that make them... Because when we talk about what makes us human and stuff, and so usually the answer is, you can have your brain, you can have your intelligence and stuff, but emotions are usually the thing that makes you human, because, animals also have emotions for sure. And that's why, in my opinion, we all deserve life and stuff like that, because that's what makes us alive. That's what makes us different from objects and stuff. So when you ask about curses, how are they different from humans if they can think like humans, feel like humans, and have families like humans? Does that justify killing them? The fact that they're curses? We're actually putting a twist to their goals here. Like maybe the villain's goal, at least some of them, is justified.
I think I'm gonna lean towards the fact that maybe them killing people might be the fact that we need to take care of it.
For sure. I was saying in the thing, you made your decision.
You brought up a good point though. That's true.
I said it in the episode. Those curses still chose to attack. They chose to attack first. So we gotta defend ourselves. That's for sure. But maybe. I don't know, like sometimes in Demon Slayer, I'm wondering if there's a future where demons, like some of them are cool. Like I'm wondering sometimes there's a future where demons could cohabit with humans.
It still could be a possibility, but we should not forget that curses are born from bad emotions.
True.
Right?
True.
And usually bad emotions, nothing good comes from bad emotions.
I'm just throwing it out there.
It could be a possibility, yeah.
As a potential question to keep in mind next time we face another curse that has a family. Or when we face the brother who's going to come for revenge, perhaps.
Yeah.
Just saying that Itadori's reaction might not be too crazy.
Okay.
So, that was...
So, that was the finale of the first season from Jujutsu Kaisen.
I am losing my voice.
It was really nice.
It's a good show. I mean, of course it was going to be a good show. It's a mix of Naruto and Bleach. We grew up with those.
As we've been told by people, yeah.
We grew up with those and we loved those. So, of course, we were going to love Jujutsu Kaisen. And the graphics and the music.
Yeah. What was your biggest surprise? For the first season?
My biggest surprise?
Yeah. Like something that you did not expect seeing in the show.
Nothing.
For me, I would say maybe the old principal technique. Like, I did not expect for him to be like a guitar player.
Okay, that's a surprise.
I was surprised, seriously, guys.
That's a surprise. How badass Gojo is was a surprise.
You did not expect him to be that OP?
He kept saying he was strong. When we saw it, it was fucking awesome. But no, I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed the graphics very much. The music and where the story is going so far, I love it. And I'm really excited for season 2.
Me too.
Like, these last 2 or 3 episodes have been amazing. And basically it was an introduction. We got to know these characters. We got to know potential friends, Kyoto, Tokyo, the students, the teachers. We've set the scene. Now it's time to move on to other stuff and freak out even more.
Okay, before we're done, I have a last question for you though, because we've seen many different techniques.
So Joanie, what do you think of that character?
No, but alright. But seriously, I want to know, maybe not the most technique that you're...
the most insane technique, you mean?
Like, what are those that you say that those techniques are just so cool?
Megumi's Shinigami technique was always my favorite because of how good it looks.
Okay.
It's not the strongest, and I get it. Like, it's not my favorite technique based on strength, but in my opinion, it's the one that looks the best.
Okay.
So I really love that one. That's one of the reasons why I liked him in the beginning. I think, but then it depends. Like, strength-wise, Gojo's technique is just badass.
But his techniques alone, it's pretty impressive, so yeah.
Yeah. When it comes to actual just technique, well, I mean, that depends again. Like, Todo's technique is shit.
Toge's technique, the one who with
yeah,
the
that's
doors.
cool.
That's
like
so
Todo's technique is nothing. But the dramatics he brings to the table whenever he uses it is amazing.
He's a showman.
Nobara's technique surprised me. Like, I did not expect a technique like that.
The versatility of it, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just it's original to me. Like, I never thought that we could actually use a little hammer and nails and kick ass. You know, usually we think of guns and stuff, and then it turned out that the guns actually don't surprise me that much in the show compared to this.
Well, if you told me
The
that
Panda was weird.
if you told me that Bob the Builder could kick ass, I wouldn't have believed you.
The
But he
Panda
can.
was also surprised. The whole puppet thing. But then we have seen this before, so the fact that it's a panda perhaps is surprising. But I don't know. I think as when it comes to showing off, it's Gojo's technique.
Yeah.
When it comes to how beautiful it looks and how cool it looks, it's Megumi's.
Okay.
Cause like it's just the graphics are cool. I love the art style, and in his technique, like the wolves and stuff, they're drawn differently and stuff. I love that. So Itadori is one of the simplest ones, so it's not gonna be his for sure. And for some of them, like some of them are so complicated or so we're watching it with subtitles, so.
Yeah.
Reading the subtitles, watching everything, sometimes it gets confusing. So that's why we can go back and like I read about Gojo's technique to understand it better, because sometimes you're gonna try and read as you're watching the fight, and we're used to subs. Like we grew up with subs, but sometimes like they're explaining something and we're trying to keep up, and like the subs don't look great. Like it's like the translation is not that good. So some techniques like I still don't really grasp. Like Nanami's technique, I'm still like. Okay, but it still looks cool. And in the villains ones, like Mahito's technique is fucked up, but it's powerful. So they all look great.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. So what about you?
Well, pretty much the same.
So okay.
Yeah, I will say
not
that,
much of an answer.
No, I will say that Gojo will be maybe my first one for how badass or powerful it is. Maybe Nobara's gonna be behind him. Just before that, versatility, the way that she's using her. I was about to say
her nails.
Nen is
her
not
nen. We just watched Hunter x Hunter.
Wrong anime. Her
nails.
Her nails. Thank you. It's just really so cool. I was impressed by Toge's technique.
Yeah, the speech technique. Yeah. Well, that one is powerful. Like if I'd like to see him as an adult, like with experience and stuff. That would be terrifying.
Maybe more endurance too, yeah. Megumi is also impressive, but one I was most...
Megumi looks good.
Megumi looks good, but I was more impressed with Todo's ability to use his technique, because it is
well, he's got the experience.
It is simple, but he got this experience. It's the way that I cannot speak. The way that someone can use a technique, simple as it is, is always impressive to me.
It's not my favorite, but one of the quotes in Naruto that I always remembered, and I keep quoting it. Actually, it's Sasuke said once. It's in a filler too. So there you go. But he said once that the best, even the best rock thrower could surpass someone with a shuriken or something. Like if he trained forever with his rock throwing. Like I don't remember how it goes, especially not in English because I used to watch it in French. It was bad, but there you go. But still, he said something about
those like dark times.
Someone who throws rocks could surpass someone who has kunais and shurikens, because if he trains himself with the rock, he will be better than the guy who has the actual weapons. So no matter what your technique is, if you have a badass technique but you don't train with it,
if you master it,
yeah. Or like actually you want something that's not out of a fiction anime. Our sensei, when we used to do karate, told us that it's better to practice one punch 1,000 times than 1,000 punches once. Because if you master one punch, you're going to be more lethal than someone who doesn't really know how to throw a punch.
True.
There you go. So it's the same with techniques.
So that's why I'm more impressed with Todo's way of using his own techniques.
Oh, when it comes to how good he looks using his technique, how he and Maki, or Mai, the sister that fights with weapons, she looks badass using them.
Yeah, but those are not techniques, those are skills.
It's her skill, but that's because she doesn't have a technique.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I was talking about techniques.
Actual techniques.
Techniques.
Okay.
If you talk about skills, Maki's over there.
She's probably
Maki or May?
When it comes to Maki's the one on our side.
You're sure?
Think. Yeah.
You're sure?
I think, yeah.
Look, what did you write on your
The first one I wrote was Mai, but I'm pretty sure Maki is the one on our side.
By the way, Mai is to be the E, not the A.
Mai?
You sure?
Mai it's Mai and Maki.
Alright.
It's not Mei, it's in Japanese.
Subtitles.
You would read it as Mei?
No, it was written May in the last episode with the subtitles.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, but maybe it's a mistake.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay. It's late, you guys. It is actually pretty late. It's like late. 2 a.m.
Really?
Yeah, almost. So we're gonna stop this here. Sorry about the long discussion and the weird train of thoughts that we took.
We're just fangirlings.
I mean, it's the end of the season. We have a right to talk for a while.
True.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. So we're gonna focus a little bit on season 2 of Demon Slayer because we haven't started that. Hopefully we have started it by the time this episode comes out, but the schedule has been pretty full and we've had a lot of stuff to do, so we're gonna try to focus on that. And aside from that, like, we're just gonna wait for season 2 to come out.
All right, so thank you guys for watching this season with us.
Yes.
And see you for the next one.
Bye.